رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وإيمانا وفقها في الدين. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وتجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا رب العالمين. So this will be our last lesson on the chapter of Salah, and then we are going to look at the three different issues related to Salah. So we will look at istikhlaf fi Salah, and then we also look at Salat al-Musafir, and then also we look at Salat al-Khawf. So what is istikhlaf fi Salah? Istikhlaf fi Salah, it's when the Imam, replacing of what? Imamship or Imam, right? So when, let's say that something happened to what? To the Imam who started the prayer of the congregation, and then something happened to his ablution, or something happened and he has to what? Leave the Salah. It's not always about ablution, we will discuss that. So something happened and he has to what? He has to leave and replace an Imam. So this replacement is what? Istikhlaf fi Salah. Okay. So this is what we are coming to talk about, and then there are also certain rulings that we need to know. So istikhlaf, there are several reasons that Imam, that due to these reasons, the Imam can leave the prayer or replace another person to continue the prayer. There are reasons. So the first one is the Imam, let's say, when immediately he started prayer, or he is in prayer, and then he remembered that he has left his shop, right, or his business unattended to, right? So when he was coming to the prayer, because maybe he was in rush to come and lead, he forgot to leave the business or that property in the hands of to someone. So he was in prayer and then he remembered, right? So here his property is what? At risk, right? So with this reason, he can what? He can leave the prayer or make someone replace him, then what? Then leave. This is one of the reasons. And reason number two, if life is at stake. If life is what? Life is at stake. For instance, Imam, he has, let's say, a fire alarm in his house, okay? And then he has connected with his phone, right? And then he's in prayer and he heard the phone or the alarm ringing, beeping, right? So in this case, the Imam, and then maybe he has a family at home, he has also other things. So the Imam can leave the prayer, find someone to replace him, and then leave. This is also what? Another legitimate reason. And also the third reason is that when the Imam invalidates his ablution, or he has what? Deficiency, or he has deficiency, or is sick. He cannot properly perform ruku or sujud. You understand? So with such person, he can lead someone who can properly perform ruku and sujud. So in that case, he has what? He has to leave for someone who can what? Who can properly do this to lead the prayer. So these are reasons that Imam can leave the prayer for someone to continue or to take over, right? All right. So now let's look at who is qualified to take over, right? It's not just anyone who you've seen or who is just behind the Imam who can take over the imamship. So here, the first is someone who has started with the Imam, right? Someone who has started with the Imam. So here, of course, the person who starts with the Imam, meaning he has not missed anything, right? Any rak'ah. Or someone who has not missed any act or anything from that particular rak'ah that the Imam is replacing someone to continue. Let's say the Imam is in the second rak'ah, right? And this person missed first rak'ah, but joined the Imam in the second rak'ah. and the imam has to what? Has to leave the prayer in the second rakah. So this person is qualified to what? To take over, to replace the imam. Do you get the scenario? It's not clear. Let's say the imam has what? Has started praying with 4 congregation, right? Including the imam, there are 5, right? So they prayed the first rakah, they were still at 5, right? So in the second rakah, the sixth person came, right? So when this sixth person came, maybe it's also learned. Okay, so then the imam has to what? Has to leave. So he needs someone to what? To take over, right? So here, this person, either those who started with the imam can what? Any of them can what? Can take over, or the person who just what? Who just entered, the sixth person, right? Because he has what? He has not missed anything in the second rakah. Supposing he came after ruku of the imam and the imam has to leave, then he's not qualified to what? To take over the imam. Yes, meaning he has missed 2 rakah. And also has missed a rukun from the second rakah. You get it? Yeah. Okay. So now there's there are several ways that imam can pull someone to replace him. The imam can just walk. Let's say there's this reasons for imam to leave the prayer. Maybe a property is at stake, or a life at stake, or has invalidated his ablution. So in this case, the imam can just walk out without replacing anyone. Yes, this issue, emergency, the imam can just walk out without pulling anyone. So here in this case, if the imam walk out without pulling anyone to replace him, the congregation, they have 2 options. They can all decide to pray on their own, complete their prayers individually, say salam and then go their way. Or they can push someone to replace the imam and complete the prayer with them as an imam. Is this clear? Is this clear? Okay. Now let's go back to the previous scenario. We said that the sixth person came in to join the imam in the second rakah. Okay, let's use this scenario. This sixth person who entered to join the imam in the second rakah, he has missed the first rakah, right? Okay. So now, and then those who started with the imam too, they've started with the imam. So how will it be? Like he will be, if it is, let's say Zuhur or Asr, he will be praying his third rakah, and then they will be praying their what? Their fourth rakah. So what will happen here? How will he make up? And then how will they end their prayer? Okay, so now this is a very critical one. Now, when after praying the fourth rakah, right? So meaning to him it will be how many rakah? 3 rakah. So for them, for these 5 congregants, for them, they will know they will not move, they will remain seated. And then the imam who has missed the first rakah with the previous imam, he will get up and then make up that rakah. Whilst the congregants, the followers will remain seated until he make up that 1 rakah. He will sit, make salam, then they also make salam. Is it clear? Yes, it's clear. Okay. Is it clear? There is a question. Okay. Huh? It's clear, but there are questions. Okay, ask. So now, he came, the one who came for the second. Yeah. Now, it means he has to sit at the first distance, right? Like he came and met the second rakah, and the second rakah, that's where we sit for the first time. Yeah. In case you are praying for. Yes. So you have to sit for that one. Yes. And then get up. Yes. So yes. And then continue that. Yes. Okay. So meaning it will be left with the first rakah, meaning the first rakah that he will recite Fatiha and Surah. Okay. So it means that's for him, like he will not do first 2 like without sitting. He has to do the sitting. Yeah, he has to do the sitting. So now when he take over, he will do exactly as the imam will do.
That's his own.
Not his own. He will do exactly as the imam. You get it? Then after that, he will make up the 1 unit prayer that he missed, the first one. So when he get up to make that rak'ah, the followers will remain seated. They have to remain seated.
The way we stand for like three, we stand three. Then you do three standings, right? Instead of two, sit down and get up to two.
Yeah.
You sit one, you immediately sit. When you join, you immediately sit, and then complete the two.
Yeah.
After that, when they give salam, you do three instead of making two to complete.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Is this clear? Yeah.
So, what will happen to those who are joining?
Those who are joining?
Yes, those who join the town, they came in and the imam is standing, some are sitting down, and some people just came in, they don't know what's going on.
So in this case, they have to follow the congregation. So they have to also remain seated. When the imam finish making up his 1 rak'ah, then he will make salam. The congregants will also what make salam. Then those who miss will what will make up the rak'ah that they missed. You get it? So they have to what? They have to remain seated as what? As the followers.
Yeah. What if you don't know?
So now let's say that someone among those who started with the imam, he don't know that he has to wait for this new imam to make up before. He don't have to wait. He don't know that he has to wait. He must wait for the imam to make salam before he makes salam. So after this imam, the second imam got up to make up that 1 rak'ah that he missed. He just says salam. So this his salah is what? Is null, is void. He has to what? He has to start over. Yeah, you understand? So you have to. You get it? You must wait for the imam. Yeah.
Yeah. What if, maybe there were 5 people just like the scenario, and now the imam stood up, and the 6th person is the one who placed the imam. So these 5 people, among them, only one person knew about this meeting. So the rest of them got confused and they followed up with the imam. And this man remained seated. So they are also confused as to who they should follow. Imam is standing and is doing is making up with this one. The rest, one person is also sitting down. And now these people are confused whether they should sit down or they are in that kind of line. So what will happen?
So now brothers, when we said in our previous lessons that when you deliberately add a rak'ah, your prayer is what? Is void, right? So here you've prayed 4 rak'ah. Whatever is happening, just remain seated and wait for the imam to say salam. Whatever is happening, you just remain seated. Yeah. So now, let's say that you are praying with what? With one imam. He started and he is completing. So this imam, he forgot that after praying, let's say 4 rak'ah, he forgot that he has prayed 4 rak'ah, and he got up to what? To add the 5th rak'ah. So you, the congregant, the followers, you know that he has already prayed at 4 rak'ah, and the salah is what? 4 units prayer. So you don't have to get up, even if the imam is standing. You have to remain seated. Immediately you follow him, your salah is what? None. Because for you, it's a deliberate. You are deliberately added. You get it, but for the imam, it's what? Forgetfulness. Do you get it? So for them, they don't have to follow the imam. Those who started with the first imam, in our scenario, they don't have to what? They don't have to get up and now follow the imam. No, they have to remain seated. So now the rule is when, let's say it's a 2 unit prayer like Fajr, or 3 unit prayer like Maghrib, or 4 unit prayer like Zuhr, Asr, Isha. When you finish praying the rakat, whatever the imam is doing, just remain seated, remain calm. Just remain seated. If you say subhanallah, subhanallah, the Imam did not answer, did not respond, just remain seated. You get it? Until he do whatever you do. And when he correct it, when you do any sujud qabli, when he do sujud qabli also, you don't watch, you don't follow him. You get it? Because we said sujud qabli is part of the salah. So when you do that, you've added something deliberately in the salah. So it's what? It nullifies the salah. I hope it's clear. Is it clear? But if it's the Imam does sujud qabli, ba'di, you can do it, no problem. Because ba'di, it's after you what? You've said salam. So anything that you will do after that, it will not affect the salah. Do you get it? Is this clear? Okay.
It's educational. Seriously, remember, like people need to know these kind of things. If they don't know, they will get up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we will mention something related to combining salah. Something happened here. Inshallah, we mention when we get to combining of salah. So it's everything clear? Okay. Can we move on to the second issue? Okay.
I want to ask a question. Why should somebody who come on the second rakah be the one to replace the imam if the imam goes out?
Okay, we didn't
To
say
make the prayer complicated.
we didn't say it. We didn't say it's a must, right? We're supposing let's say he's the learned among them, right? So because when we said the imam can what? Can appoint someone, can pull someone to replace him, or can just walk away. So let's say the imam just walk away and none of them step up, right? Or none of them went forward to replace the imam. And then the person who has made the first rakah did so. So here, see, this fuqaha, these jurists, what they do is they give you all they give you the scenarios and then answer it. Like the problems and then answer it. So that in case you fall, you encounter any of these circumstances, you know the way out. Yeah.
So when the imam went to work out,
Okay.
How should he work out? Like just like turning away, facing and moving, or just like without turning opposite to the qibla and then just moving like sideways. Do you understand? Like this way, or like just turn and then move. Right? When I appoint someone, when I appoint you, like as you appoint like this, you turn, and they appoint one is go. Or just
so this is different. The imam can just walk out without anything. But if it's the imam has invalidated or nullified his ablution, then you don't have to turn. You don't have to face. His face should not face. His back should not turn to the qibla. Right? He should not fit. His back should not face the qibla. When he does that, the salah is what? Is void. So when he invalidates his ablution. You understand? But when a property is at risk or a life at risk or has any deficient, that one he can leave or he can move forward, walk back, pull someone, then stand in that person's place. You understand? So he can do that. But when a life is at stake, property is at stake, he can decide to do that or not. He can decide to just walk out, or move backwards, without turning his face. Then he can pull someone. When someone replaces him, then he can walk out. So he can decide to walk backwards and then pull someone to replace him, or just walk out. So immediately the imam walk out, the congregant, the followers have to find someone to replace the imam. So in that case,
is there any sense that he can turn like this? As his pen is facing this way,
yeah.
Can he turn like this and go and appoint someone, or is that's not done?
No, he should not.
Like this to appoint someone. That's the question.
Yeah. So here with this, he can do that, but this is not the best way to go, right?
Okay.
If the imam don't want to appoint, he can just stand, face the qibla, walk out this way. Yes. Let's say it's a big mosque like this, okay? The imam is here. The congregants are here. The imam don't want to appoint anyone. So he is here. The followers are here, and then the rules. So he can just walk out here and leave. So immediately the imam walk out, they have to find someone to replace him. So people should know this. This is part of what? Part of the elementary level in Salah. People should know this. When the imam leave, you don't have to call the imam to ask him, why are you leaving? No, find someone to. After Salah, you do that. You get it? Okay. So now let's say the imam is here. The followers are here. This is the first rule, the second rule. The imam can walk back, pick someone to replace him, then walk out. If the imam invalidates his ablution, this is the ideal way to go. This is the best way. Right? Is it clear?
You walk back like this.
Yeah, he walked back a bit without facing the congregants. You get it? Then pick someone or pull someone to his place. Then he can leave.
So you mentioned that in that scenario, when he walks back, when he turns, especially when he invalidates his ablution, and he turns and faces the Qibla, it nullifies the prayer.
No, of course, when he nullified the ablution, there's no salah anymore. The salah is, but even with that, he don't have to turn his back to the qibla, because turning back to the qibla nullify the prayer if you have valid ablution. But someone without valid ablution, whatever it does, it doesn't change anything. But even with that, he has to what? He has to walk back, pull someone to his place, then he walk out. This is the best way.
I wanted to ask, maybe does that invalidation affect everybody?
No. It's only the
Since
imams.
he turn and face the Qibla?
No. It's only the imam. Yeah, it's only the imam. Their salah is valid. They can decide to continue individually, or they push someone to lead them. Yeah, and then the imam can also talk. Can also talk for them. Find someone to continue prayer, and then you walk out. Yeah, if the emergency is that intense, it's serious, then he can do that. He can talk.
What happens if maybe they are in sujood and something emergency happened? Then the mom just stood up and walk away and nobody noticed. And maybe after some period is when someone will raise his head to check whether the imam is there. Doing that, does it affect the person's prayer?
No, it hasn't. But in this case, the imam can just get up because they are in sujood. You nullify the ablution and you have to go out. So here, what do you do? In that sujood, how do you step back to pull someone? You get it? So you can just get up and then talk. You can talk to just touch someone to replace you. That's it. You can talk, because even if you are in salah and then there's a necessity, you talk when it's necessary, but you keep it short. Do you remember we discussed that? Yeah.
So how do you talk in that situation?
In that situation, yeah, you tell the person, okay, I've invalidated my ablution, please don't step in. You get it? Yeah, something like. Is that clear? Any question? Okay, now let's proceed. Let's move on to Salat al-Musafir, or Qasr al-Qasr fi Safar. That's shortening of Salah in what? On a journey. So, traveling is considered what? A form of punishment. Yeah, because of the stress involved. Right? Because of the stress involved. Because they say, السفر قطعة من العذاب. Because they say traveling is what? It's part of a form of what? A form of punishment. Because of the stress, because you have to pack your things, those time, on a camel, and then ride the camel to a distance and all that. So all this is what? It's not easy. You get it? And even today, it's not easy. I mean, leaving your house to the station or to the airport, it's so much. And then even before you can even board the flight, If you are going with flight, it's not easy. You have to pack, check in, passport control, what and what and what before you get there. It's difficult.
Sitting for like 6 hours, 10 hours.
10 hours, So this it's really difficult. So that's so now and every difficulty comes with what? With ease or necessitates ease. Right? So if there's any difficulty, the Sharia, Islam, or Allah would facilitate ease for what? For his servants. So here, since traveling is what? It's a form of it's hard, it's difficult, and it's form of punishment, then ease as what need to be facilitated for them. So here 4 units of prayer has been shortened to what? To 2, right? But the 2 and the 3 units prayers remain what? The same. So Maghrib, Fajr, still 2, 3. But Zuhur, Asr, Isha, we shorten it to what? To 2 rakat. Is that clear? So now let's look at the conditions that when these conditions, when they are met, then a traveler can what? Can shorten his prayer. Condition number 1. The traveling or the distance, the traveler has to travel to a certain distance. To a certain distance. So it has to be what? 48 miles or 77 kilometers. 48 miles equal to 77 kilometers. Right? So if you travel 77 kilometers, then you can what? You can shorten your prayer. This is condition number 1. And then it's not necessarily you travel the distance completely. On your way, let's say you intend to from your current location to a destination, it's let's say 80 kilometers. So, and then you've gotten to, let's say, a spot where you want to rest, and then it's time for prayer. You can pray. It's not necessary that you cover that distance, right? That distance of 77 kilometers before you can shorten. No. As far as you intend to travel, you're on that journey, you can shorten it anywhere. You stop to rest. You get it? And then the second condition is that this journey has to be done on a trip, on one trip. How? It should not be a short trip. A short trip, it should be on a trip, on a single trip. What does it mean? It means that, let's say, Kaswa is close to Central region, right? Okay. Someone has no intention to travel to Central region, right? But when you go to Kaswa, he said, okay, since Kaswa is close to Central region, I have something to do in Central region or in Cape Coast. Let me rush to Cape Coast and come. You get it? And then from Accra to Cape Coast is somewhere we have about 160 kilometers. Okay, so it's more than the distance you need to shorten the prayer. But this trip is not it's not done in this travel is not done in one trip. You get it? You didn't leave Accra with the intention of going to Cape Coast. But when you go to Kaswa, you say, okay, since Kaswa is close to Cape Coast or to the center, then let me continue. With this, you don't have to shorten. You get it? Because it's not done in one trip. You get it? Or you are traveling and you go to a place close to, let's say, Cape Coast. You've not intended to go to Cape Coast. And then where you are, the distance, you can't shorten the prayer. So when you continue to Cape Coast or beyond Cape Coast, you can't still shorten the prayer. Because the journey is not done in a trip. Do you get it? And is it clear? Is this clear? Okay, ask.
Talks about if you are on a trip and you want to stop and pray, but the place where you stop is not like suitable to pray. Can you still stop or continue the journey until you get a clean place?
Yeah, you can. You continue the journey till you get a clean place. Yeah, because where you can pray, yeah, unless if you want to stop, rest, eat, and then pray. But if you can stop, rest, eat without praying, yeah, you can do that. Then you move or you travel ahead where it's conducive for prayer. Then you pray. You get it. I hope it's clear.
Yeah. In similar scenario, where you are going to Kaswa and you are closer to Cape Coast, you intended going to Kaswa. Now, Kaswa, let's say, is more than 160 kilometers.
Okay.
So, in other words, you can shorten the place. But in that Kaswa, they are visiting people. They visited Ama, Kojo, and someone closer to another place, but not really in Cape Coast, but not in Kaswa as well. So in that situation, because it's the same place in Telengo, but it's just you're visiting different places in Kaswa. So what about that one?
Yeah, that one you've already traveled the distance that permits you to what? To shorten prayer. So here it's on one trip. But you visiting other people, it doesn't change anything. As far as your castle and then the distance from your where you're coming from to the destination, it's what it permits you to shorten the prayer. So here it doesn't matter. Because here you are in the same place but just visiting different houses. You get it? Uh-huh. And then the third one, you should what? You should intend to have that what? That one trip. You should what? Intend to have that one trip that permits you to what? To shorten prayer. So for instance, you set off, right? You filled your tank and you started you're just driving. You don't know where you're going. And by the time you realize you've traveled, let's say 200 kilometers. And this 200 permits you to what? To shorten. But because you don't know your destination, you can't shorten the prayer.
I'm sure you don't know your destination.
Yeah, some people do. They just drive. Yeah, they just drive.
Maybe taxi drivers.
No, not taxi drivers.
Taxi driver, somebody is in the car already. And you know where you
Maybe another person is just looking for
If you have power, do for customers.
200 kilometers
For customers.
looking for a passenger. So yeah, you have to intend that you are traveling. Okay. Without that intention, if you don't have that intention to travel this journey, even if you travel it, it's not permissible to shorten the prayer. Yeah. So for instance, from here to let's say Kumasi, right? From here to Kumasi or the Ashanti region. In Accra here, it's somewhere 170 or 160 kilometers, right? So you set off on a journey, you don't know where you are going, and then you appeared in Kumasi. You're just driving, and then you found yourself in Kumasi. You get it? So here, the journey that you've traveled permits you to shorten, but because you did not intend to travel to that distance, you are not permitted to what? To shorten the prayer because you are not considered a traveler in the first place. You get it? You are not considered a traveler in the first place. So you can't shorten the prayer.
Okay. So maybe let's say the maybe Mufti Menk is living abroad and he has to travel all the way to Ghana or maybe down. And when he came to Ghana, he traveled all the 16 regions in Ghana. Is it permitted to, because he traveled from overseas and that permits him already to, perform the custom. So is he permitted to, shorten his prayer since it's not at one place?
Yeah, so he came from maybe from somewhere we don't know, but anywhere he's coming from to get to Ghana, that distance will permit him to what? To shorten the prayer. So it doesn't matter where he goes in Ghana, any city that he goes. Already he's a traveler. Already he's a traveler, so he can shorten the prayer, but with a condition that we'll be talking about. That is the number of the days that he will stay. So we will talk about that. Is that clear? Yes. So now let's say he came from, let's say, Nairobi or from Addis Ababa, from Ethiopia to Accra. So this distance permit him to shorten the prayer. So he landed in Accra and then has what? A presentation or a sermon in Kumasi. Already he's a traveler. So anywhere he can just pause, do his qasr and then continue. There's no problem. You get it?
It means we are looking from like a country to country. It's
Right.
like if we're in like this, it's like city to city. Like you travel to Kaswa, you have made already a journey,
Yeah,
and you want to get course would be like food trips.
yeah.
But here, like say from Kenya.
From Kenya to Ghana, this distance permits him to shorten the prayer. You get it?
So in Ghana, if he travels from Accra to Tamale, still
Yeah.
it's not two trip.
It's not two trip, it's one trip. You get it? Because he know that he's in Nairobi or in Addis Ababa coming to Accra. You get it? You get it? All right. So now, how many conditions did we mention?
You mentioned 3. What is 4?
You have to cover 48 miles, about 77 kilometers.
Yeah.
You have to intend to travel, and also you can.
It has to be in one trip.
One trip.
Yeah, in a single trip. Yeah.
And also, you can make if you know that you are going to cover that distance, you can anywhere that you get to without even completing that distance, you can pray.
Yeah, you can pray. So now, there's another one. That is, you have to what? When you intend to travel, you have to what? You have to leave or be on a journey, on that journey, or travel out of the town that you live in before you can what? If it is time for prayer, you can shorten. For instance, we are in Accra now, right? So Accra, let's see it as a city. So the areas or the places in Accra are what? Are towns or villages. Okay. So now, let's say you live in Nima, right? And you're traveling to, let's say, I don't know so much. Let's say Cape Coast. Okay. So from Nima to Cape Coast. Now, where can you start shortening prayer? Now, when you get to Circle, for instance, you've passed or you are out of what? Your town, meaning out of Nima. So you can't see any house in Nima when you're in Circle. So from that end, you can what? You are a traveler, you can shorten prayer. You get it? Uh-huh. So, but you can't be in Nima with this intention to travel and then shorten prayer. You can't do that. Many people think with the intention of traveling, you can shorten prayer even if you're in the house. No, that's not true. You have to leave your town. You have to leave your town. So here, when you're at Circle, for instance, you're out of that town. You're out of that village. You can shorten the prayer. You get it? Okay. So now, there are certain things too that the person who will shorten the prayer has to pay attention to. That is the number of the days that a person will be staying. If the days are certain, like I'm leaving Accra to Cape Coast to stay for a week. So this intention, because you have specified the number of days that you are spending. So these days are more than 4 days. Right?
Yes.
So immediately you can't shorten the prayer even on your way to Cape Coast. You have to pray what? Full prayer. Yeah, because you've intended to stay more than 4 days. So from where you are going, you complete your prayer till you get there. When you get there, you will not shorten your prayer. You complete the prayer till you come back. But when you are going to Cape Coast and you've not specified, you don't know how many days you are living. You are going to stay there. So you can shorten the prayer. If you are going to stay there for a year, since you don't know how long will you stay in Cape Coast, you keep shortening the prayer. So let's say you went there for a document, right? And there's so much bureaucracy, right? You don't know, they've not informed you when the document will be ready. So you are just waiting for the document. You are in Cape Coast just for the document. So you keep going to that institution or that office back and forth like that. You don't know when the document. So throughout your stay, you keep shortening till you get your document and come back. Because with that, you don't know when you are staying, how long you are staying, and you don't know when you are leaving. Immediately, the number of days that you are staying is certain and it's more than 4 days. You can't shorten the prayer.
Yeah, even if it takes more than a year.
Yeah, even if it takes more than a year. But if immediately you specify that I'm going to stay for 4 days or 5 days, that's it. You can shorten.
Maybe why you are doing a travel.
Yeah, even if you travel, let's say 500 kilometers, you can shorten it. You get it? All right. And then also, let's say you are on a journey that permits you to shorten the prayer. Okay. And then this journey, you don't know when you are coming back. And then you missed, let's say, Zohor and Asr on your way to your destination. So when you got there, how many rakat will you pray Zohor and Asr? You missed Zohor and Asr on your way to your destination as a traveler.
And you are permitted, based on the situation.
Yeah, you're permitted to shorten it. Two rakat. Okay. So let's say you're going for the same distance, that permits you to shorten, but you specify to stay more than 4 days, and you miss Zohor and Asr. When you get there, how will you pray? Huh? 4 rakat. You get it? 4 rakat. And also, let's say that you've traveled the distance that permits you to shorten the prayer. From there, you've shortened it and you are on your way coming back home. So you've started seeing the houses of your town, and it's just time for Asr. But you've not yet prayed Zuhur. But when it was time for Zuhur, you were far away from your town. But when it got to the time of Asr, you started seeing the houses of your town. So how will you pray? How will you make up this prayer?
In my opinion, members have. So perform the 2 rakat as partial since for the Zuhur.
Okay.
Since you are still on the way. But for you seeing the town, or
for you seeing the town.
For you seeing the time, you perform 4 because
for which prayer?
For Asr.
Yeah, for Asr. Yes. You get it.
Because you've gotten home.
Yeah, you've gotten home. Yeah, you've started seeing. Yes. I hope it's clear. Yeah. So now let's talk about combining prayer. Right? What we spoke about is shortening prayer. Right? So now let's talk about what? Combining.
Can I ask a question before? So I've seen some people, so when they were thinking like this, and they are praying their concept, they pray Sunnah also. They pray Sunnah prayers. I don't know whether you notice some people, they say, when they are praying their concept, like so instead of they will pray the 2 concept. After that, they will pray their. So some people they pray Sunnah before they pray their concept. After that, they pray the Sunnah after that. So how is that one? Like praying Sunnah
during travel. Yeah. So now the traveler has that can decide to pray or not to pray. You understand? But the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to pray certain. There are certain voluntary prayers that he don't leave in, such as the witr. So for the witr, he used to what? He used to pray. But for rawatib, that's nawafil that we pray after zuhur and before zuhur and all this. Sometimes he prays, sometimes he don't. So for that one, because you are, why were you permitted to shorten? Because of the stress and all that involved. You get it. So that's it. And then Abu Bakr, Omar, and Uthman used to do the same thing. They don't pray the voluntary prayer. But if you want to pray, you can. You are allowed to pray, and then still do your shortening, your qasr. Yeah. So now let's talk about what combining. So we say combining Zuhur and Asr, Maghrib and Isha. We don't combine Fajr prayer with Zuhur and Asr. And we don't we don't combine Zuhur, Asr, Maghrib, Isha. No. It's what? Maghrib, Zuhur, Asr, Maghrib, Isha. That's it. Okay. So now, we have Jamu Takdim and Jamu Ta'khir. Jamu Takdim is what? Is to pray Zuhur and Asr in the time of Zuhur. That's Jamu Takdim. Right? You combine in the time of what? The first prayer, that is Zuhur. Or in the time of what? The second prayer, that is Asr. Or in the time of the first prayer, meaning Maghrib and Isha. Or in the time of what? Second prayer, that is Isha. Maghrib and Isha in the time of Isha. Is that clear? So that's Jamu Takdim and Jamu Ta'khir. Okay. But here in our mazhab, it is preferred that you combined Zohar and Asr. So of course, before we go to that, if let's say you are traveling to a distance, that permits you to what? To shorten. And you know for sure that you rest or you pause, you stop when it's time for Zuhur. And you are sure, you are certain that you also stop when it's time for Asr. It's not permitted for you to what? To combine.
Okay.
When you get to your stop, your junction, or the spot, you what? You park, rest, do your qasr zuhur.
Yes.
You continue where you stop for Asr, you stop and then pray about your qasr Asr. You can't combine it.
When you are certain.
When you are certain that you definitely stop for in the time of Zuhur and the time of Asr. But when you are in a journey where you are certain that this will not what? This will not stop neither in the time of Zuhur or in the time of Asr. What do? You can what? Okay, so here there are two circumstances. If you are certain that you will get to your destination in the time of Asr, then you can what? You can leave Zuhur and then pray Zuhur and Asr in the time of Asr. You get it? But if you are also certain that you get to your destination in the time of Maghrib, what do? You can what? You can pray Zuhur and then Asr in the time of Zuhur. But here, this our mazhab, they don't encourage that. They encourage if you want to combine, you pray Zuhur in the last time of Zuhur and then Asr in the first time of Asr. Like let's say 5 minutes to Asr, you pray Zuhur. And then by the time you finish praying Zuhur, it's time for Asr, you pray Asr. So here you've what? You've combined. They call this Jamu Asuri. So here it is as if you've combined, but you've what? You've prayed the two prayers on their time. Do you get it? Is it clear?
Yes.
But the issue here, and then people think since you can combine the prayers, there are circumstances that permit you to combine prayer, like when it's raining. So many people that in our Mazhab, for instance, when it's raining, you can't combine Zuhur and Asr when it's raining. Yes, when it's raining, you can't combine Zuhur and Asr. No, in our Mazhab.
When you are traveling.
No. Yes, when you are traveling, yeah, of course, when we are traveling, we spoke about that. Whether you are traveling or not, when it's raining, because of raining, you can't combine Zuhur and Asr. You know, for this, I'm talking about the residents, those who are in their hometown, because it happened before.
It will mean our place here, this community. I'm telling you.
They pray Zuhur and Asr, right?
It means they combine that they bring throughout the day. And my wife called me. Yes. They combine Zuhur and Asr, and they combine Maghrib and Isha at the time of Maghrib. So she called me and told me, I don't know, you come someone living here.
Yeah, so
Yes.
unfortunately, in our Mazhab, we don't combine Zuhur and Asr because of rain. Yeah. And also Isha and Maghrib and Isha, we don't combine because of rain, except if there's mud and also darkness, right? Meaning when it's rain, the ground or the earth become muddy, and also there's darkness, right? With this, they combine Maghrib and Isha in the time of what? In the time of Maghrib. But if there's only rain, there's no mud, there's no darkness, we don't combine. You get it? So this is according to the Mazhab. I mean, it's not like okay, the Prophet has combined. Any situation. People are just looking for things to just what you know.
I was surprised actually.
Yes,
because that
yes.
day, even someone even so that day when it's rain, during the Zohar and Asr, we prayed our normal prayers over here. Some of our brothers they came, they asked me, why didn't you pray? Why didn't you combine the prayers? They asked me. So I said that now here the rain thing actually, but we could walk and come.
Yes. Here we have
not
no.
too much water. It was not like serious one, but then it continued raining. Okay,
Yeah.
so it was like well, that was what he asked me. So later my wife called me and told me that they prayed so and also already.
Yeah.
They did the same thing because it rained throughout that day.
Yeah. So with that, here I remember they did, and after Zuhr, then it started. It was raining actually. Then after 15 minutes, it stopped. But they've already combined. They've already combined. Yes. Someone was telling the Imam, "What are you waiting for? It's raining. Let's combine." Yes, let's combine Zuhr and Asr. Then they compel the Imam to combine. But the Imam is king, may Allah forgive him. Yeah, so like that. Yeah, it's may Allah grant us understanding.
So, Sheikh, we don't combine because of rain.
Yeah.
So, in what calamity do we combine?
Okay, so you combine like when there's rain at night, when there's so in our madhab even when it's raining during the day, you come and pray Zuhur and go, and come and pray Asr and go.
Regardless of how it's raining.
No, because there's no darkness at the day, and then looking at the intervals between Zuhr and Asr, the rain can stop at any time. So why do you combine? You get it? So you don't combine. You don't combine. But at night, if it's raining and then the earth is mud, I mean there's it's mud, and then also there's darkness. right? Meaning like lights out. With that, you can what? You can combine. Why? Because for people to leave the masjid after Maghrib in this circumstance with the darkness, and it's what? It's tough and difficult. Okay, but your environment, the neighborhood, there's asifat everywhere. The light is there. It's just raining, brothers. You get it? So with that, we don't what? We don't combine. Is that clear? Okay. So it is preferable when you are traveling, you don't combine Zuhur and Asr in the time of what? In the time of Zuhur. You delay the Zuhur till close to Asr. Then you pray Zuhur in its time and then Asr in the first time.
The delaying does not mean that you have to wait until you hear. Maybe perhaps you don't know the time of passing.
No. You don't wait to hear the Azan. You make sure you follow the time. If let's say Asr is 3:05. Okay, so you pray what? You pray 3, you pray Zuhur, you start praying Zuhur at 3. So it's still the time of Zuhur. You pray, by the time you finish Zuhur, it's time of Asr, you pray Asr in the first time. You get it? So with this, you've prayed Zuhur in its time, but in the last time, and then Zuhur and Asr in the first time. You get it? So also, scholars encourage that if, let's say, you are traveling and you are certain that you take what? Pause or you break, don't combine. Why? Because so that you can what? You remember Allah more during the day. But if you combine it one, it will be what? Only twice in a day. But if you pray all the prayer in time and then just shorten it, you remember Allah more in a day. So it will be like 4 or 5 times in a day. But if you combine it, it will be what? You get it. So I hope it's clear. So let's move on to Salat al-Khawf. So Salat al-Khawf, it's in a situation of let's say a battle or a conflict. There's a fight or a conflict or a war between two opponents, between Muslims and non-Muslims, right? So in this circumstance, it is permitted to what? To pray Salat al-Khawf. Okay. So this Salat al-Khawf, we pray it when the enemy is close, right? There's a possibility that the enemy can attack at any time, right? And then the enemy is close, right? So let's say that we are at this end and then the enemies are at this end. So with this, looking at the closeness, the enemies can attack at any time. So here, Salat al-Khawf is what is permitted. You get it? But if there's conflict, there's war, there's fight between Muslims and non-Muslims, and then the enemies cannot be seen because they are just far away. There's no need for what? For Salat al-Khawf. You get it? And then secondly, the fight, the battle should be what? A lawful battle. A lawful battle meaning it's a battle to defend life, property, and religion. You understand? But if it's just a tribal war, you are not allowed to pray Salat al-Khawf. Yes. Because you cause your battle. So find a way to pray. You get it? With tribal battle, it's not included. But if, let's say, there's an attack on a community to take their properties, their monies, and things like that, they can defend. So in such situation, they are fighting for to protect property and life. So here, it is a lawful battle. Okay, and also let's say there's an attack from the non-Muslim to the Muslims in their community because of their religion. So here, the fight to defend their religion. For this, it's considered a lawful battle. But a battle between tribes and all that, this is yeah.
Imagine there is a battle or maybe there's a riot going on, and the reason is uncertain. And if we're dying, you can see it's riots. how the thing happened. And also, it's the time of prayer, and the Imam has been able to gather some Muslims, and they're about to pray. They don't want, like, because there are going on in the communities in chaos, and Muslim brothers gather together. So now they can pray.
Yeah. So now, if the battle is really tense, there's a way they pray. Like the battle is ongoing and it's time for prayer.
Yes.
With this, they can pray with gesture. They don't have to stand in rows. They stand in rows. We will explain that. They stand in rows when the enemies are a bit distance from them or a bit far from them. They are not too close, but the enemies can be seen from afar. You get it? In this circumstance, the salat is what it's permitted to pray salat al-khawf. They understand. So with these two conditions here, it permits Muslims to pray salat al-khawf. Okay.
During this, okay, how many rakats are you pray for?
We talk about that. Okay, so now we just finished talking about what the shortening of prayer for a traveler, right? So a traveler, if it's a 4-unit prayer, how many rakat will the traveler pray? 2 rakat, right? Uh-huh. So same apply in a battle. If let's say the Muslims are praying Salat al-Khawf in their residence or in their hometown, or in their town where they reside, then they have to pray complete.
Okay.
But if the battle they have to travel to a distance that permit them to shorten the prayer, then they have to do what? They have to shorten it, do qasr.
So, which means they have to, if they are traveling more than 77.
Yes. If they are traveling journey of 77 or more, then they can what? They will shorten the prayer in Salat al-Khawf. Right? But if they were attacked, they are in their what? They are in their residence or their town, then they have to what? Pray completely. Okay? So now, how do we pray Salat al-Khawf? Right? Salat al-Khawf, it has to be, the Imam has to what? Has to form 2 groups. 2 groups. So this group, one group, we first pray with the Imam, and then the second group will protect the Imam and then the followers. Okay? So the second group will face the enemies with their weapons. And then the first group will pray with the Imam. So let's say they are on a journey. So here they have to They have to shorten the prayer, right? So here, if they have to shorten the prayers, then they have to pray 2, right? So with these 2 rakah, the first group will pray 1 rakah with the Imam. Then they will complete the prayer. How? Then the first group are of the Imam. And let's say they are praying Zuhur, for instance. Okay? So the Imam will pray 1 rakah. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
After praying 1 rakah, then after the second sujood, what will happen?
Yeah.
After the second sujood, he has to get up, right, for the second rakah. So when he gets up for the second rakah, he will remain standing, reciting or praying. Okay? Then the followers, the first group, will complete the second rakah by themselves. Then make salam and leave. And go and replace the second group who were protecting them against the enemies.
The first group, would they do 1 rakah?
Yeah, no, they've already prayed 1 rakah with the Imam. So they will add another rakah. Yeah, they are doing qasr. We are in the situation of what? The troops or the soldiers are on a journey. So they are doing qasr. Do you get it? So after praying 1 rakah with the Imam will be standing forward for the second rakah. And then the first group will pray another rak'ah to make it 2, then they will make salam and leave the what? The floor for what? For the second group. So they will go and what? Pick their weapons and then stand to guide what? To protect the imam and then the second group. So the second group will come and join the imam in the what? In the second rak'ah
Second of the Imam.
of the imam. Right? So they will pray with the imam in the second rak'ah. So immediately they join him, then the imam will what? Recite Fatiha, recite Surah, then go for ruku, go for sujood. Then after that, the imam will make the taslim. No, after that, after that, the imam will what? Will make the taslim and they will make up their prayer. Right? The imam will make the taslim and they will make up what? One rak'ah. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. They will make up the taslim and then the imam will make the taslim and then they will make up what? One rak'ah. You get it?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Does that mean that the first group that joined, so immediately the Imam Salah will pray as fast?
Not necessarily fast. Not necessarily fast. But of course they have to. The imam can decide to wait for the second, not to recite or make dua or remain silent. Yeah, he can remain engage in dua for the troops because they are already in a battle and they need the support of Allah.
I was about to ask you that.
So the imam can engage in that dua whilst the first group are completing their prayer, making the second rak'ah.
In dua, in sujood, or in dua?
While standing, it's permitted. Yeah, it's permitted. You get it? And if it is a Maghrib prayer too, they will pray 2 rak'ahs with the imam. Then the first group will make up the second and the third rak'ah by themselves, leave. Then the other group will come and what? They pray the third rak'ah with the imam. Then get up and what? Complete the two rak'ah that they missed. Join the imam will make taslim and they also make taslim. You get it? Yeah. Are you confused?
I'm not.
So why is it sorry? So for the Maghrib one like this.
Yeah.
They will have like the second group will join. They will complete they will do 1 rak'ah with the imam.
Yeah.
So the imam will do salam. Get up and do 2
Yeah.
rak'ah. So it's not going to be like for the second group. It's not going to be like 2 rak'ah before sitting. It's going to be 1 rak'ah before.
Yes. Yeah. I hope it's clear. Yeah.
So, maybe in that situation, everyone was going to war and they didn't get to perform ablution. So how was the prayer going to be? And there's no water and there's no sand.
So what would they do?
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's no water, there's no sand. Of course, it can be. It's not in space, so there will definitely be sand somewhere, right? So they can perform. If there's no water, they will perform tayammum. If there's no sand, they will pray like that. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And say the place in this situation they can't pray custom because they haven't met the requirement.
Okay.
And they came to meet in the middle with their attackers. So both of them came to meet at a certain point and they don't fall within the requirement. So how are they going to pray that prayer?
Yeah, so here they are not qualified to shorten it, so they will pray complete prayer.
So the imam will pray 2 and stand at the way.
Yes. Yeah. Then the first group will pray the rest of the 2 rak'ahs by themselves, make taslim go. Then the second group will come and will pray the last 2 rak'ahs of the imam, right? Then they will give salam, then they will make up the 2 rak'ahs and then make salam.
So which one is the best?
No, the gesture. So see, when it's time for prayer, and then the war, it's ongoing, right? The battle is ongoing. It's time for prayer. They have to pray. They don't have to. The imam don't have to group them into two and then no. The enemies are just close. So they will be a gesture like they will be fighting. They're making ruku, sujud. Yes, yeah, right. So like that. Yeah. So you see, even with this in this situation, Salah is not pardoned. But you know, there was argument last 2 years ago or 3 years. People are saying that if Eid prayer fall on Friday, uh, you don't when you pray the Eid prayer, you don't have to pray Zuhur, you don't have to pray Jummah prayer. Just imagine. Yeah, some were saying this. You know, so just imagine people in their people who are residents in their hometown, and there's no battle, there's nothing, but they don't have to pray Juma and they don't have to pray Zohar. And people on a battlefield are commanded to pray. This never happened anyway. You know, this never happened. But people were saying it, and some didn't go for Juma, and some also didn't pray for Zohar. This doesn't happen in Islam. No. Even when you are sick, you can't do anything. You have to pray with gestures. You understand? Not to talk of someone celebrating Eid, enjoying all the nice food and drink, and you know, you get it. All right. Is there any question?
Yes. So, with regards to the traveler,
Okay.
so a traveler uh, without ablution can he venerate prayer? Maybe by.
Yeah. So someone we discussed this. Someone traveling by air, right? And it's time for prayer. The person can't get up and then pray, even though the person is fit to do so. So you can pray with gesture. When you land, you pray very well.
But without ablution, the person doesn't have that.
Sure, of course, without ablution, you don't have to. You just have to. With flight, you can in aeroplane, you can perform ablution. You can perform ablution, right? Yeah, you can perform ablution. Yeah, but if you can't perform ablution and you don't have ablution, you just have to remain seated. When you land, you pray. Yeah.
And also when you pray in the plane, you come up. When you come out, you pray again.
Yeah, you pray again. Yeah, because why? You are fit. You have to stand and pray. And in the plane, you didn't stand to pray. And standing to pray, to doing the rukun and sujud, it's all what rukun. And then it will never be pardoned if you are fit to do so. Okay, so you get a reward. So when you land, even after, let's say hours after the prayer, when you pray, you make up that prayer. It is as if you are praying on time because you've already venerated the time, and then you'll be rewarded for also what? For honoring the time. You get it? Okay. Any other question?
So, someone who is traveling. So this question I really understand very well. The time we combine prayers.
Yeah.
We understood that it's when it's rain. I mean the rain is falling. There is light out and also there is mud.
Yeah.
So that's when we combine at the last end. So in our society today, like it became something very normal. And how do we educate people on that situation?
You explain to the people this is our mazhab, this is what you do. If they take it, you have reward. If they don't take it, you've done your part. You don't have to post anymore.
But are they also other must have a different opinion on that?
Yeah, they are mazhab like mazhab. Yeah, they are like mazhab of Hanbaliya. They permit that with darkness or without darkness. They permit that. You get it? They permit that, but you can't say you are Maliki and then you keep picking what there is from everyone that you get it? Because nowadays, if you ask people which mazhab are you, they will say we are Maliki. But when you look at what they do, it doesn't resemble mazhab of Maliki. You get it?
Imagine people are praying in the mosque. We just finished Maghrib and everybody just stood up and Imam is still sitting. So then,
Yes.
Lady Ahambali, Imam is mine.
No. That's what they were meant to believe. So they feel like, okay, the imam is compelled to do that. You get it. So even sometimes the imam don't want to do, but people want to still do it. You get it. So let's pause here. وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله.